Две белые. Так, значит, становится две синие. Это, да? Ага. О.
Normandy, do you copy?
Joker here. Signal's weak, Commander, but we got you.
Time to show these things we give as good as we get. EDI, bring the defense towers online.
Errors in the calibration software are easily rectified, but it will take time to bring the towers to full power. I recommend a defensive posture. I will not be able to mask the increased generator output.
The collectors won't just sit by while we do this.
We'll stop them. Easy enough.
Maybe not. Enemy reinforcements closing in. I suggest you ready weapons.
Так, я сохранился.
If I must tear you apart, Shepard, I will.
My shields are down.
Ай-яй-яй. Так. Она... По барьерам я хорошо, конечно, вот. Так, ребят, один вот сюда, второй сюда.
Simple enough.
Taking cover.
Не-не-не, вот это ушки. Ага, сейчас веду. Ой-ой, как нехорошо получилось. Есть.
I am limitless. You are bacteria.
Bypassing failsafes and attempting emergency power-up. Please hold the defense tower.
Да на гранату. Блин, с такой косой.
Doubtful that enemy has withdrawn. Reinforcements likely.
Еще один. Ну ладно. Так. Так.
Indeed.
Sequential
Да не
power
туда.
initiated. Guardian anti-ship batteries at 40%.
More of them. Okay. Down you go.
Вижу. Молодец.
Will not stop me.
Она. Эй,
Act out.
Leave the dead where they fall.
ну а теперь жгите эту гадость.
Deploying incineration tank.
Guardian anti-ship batteries at 60%. Syncing targeting protocols to Normandy systems.
О, мегабосс пошел.
EDI,
Target for the view.
Batteries at 100%. I have control.
Lights out.
Batteries at collector vessels.
Ineffective attack. Recommend something else.
Нифига себе бахнуло, надо отходить было, значит. Говорится, мое почтение бахает так. Так, сейчас я приду. Или что? Ой, дай налить.
Heavy fire.
Gotcha.
Imminent.
Guardian anti-ship batteries at 100%. I have control.
Simple enough. Target was in view. Problematic.
Guardian anti-ship batteries at 100%. I have control.
Deploying incineration tech. Nothing.
Firing anti-ship batteries at collector vessel.
Ineffective attack. Recommend something else. Ineffective attack. Recommend something else.
Multiple impacts. Collector vessel is taking damage.
Target was in view. Problematic.
Most of the colonists are on board. They got what they...
No! Don't let him get away!
That ship is huge. Exactly how are we supposed to catch it?
Half the colony's in there. They took Egan and Sam and Lilith. Do something!
I did my best. You just hid in your damn bunker.
Could be a lot worse, buddy. If it wasn't for the commander, you'd all be on that ship.
Shepard. Wait. I know that name. Sure, I remember you. You're some type of big Alliance hero.
Commander Shepard, Captain of the Normandy, the first human Spectre, savior of the Citadel. You're in the presence of a god, Delan, back from the dead.
All the good people we lost and you get left behind. Figures. Screw this. I'm done with you Alliance types.
I thought you were dead, Commander. We all did.
It's been too long, Ash. How have you been?
That's it? You show up after 2 years and act like nothing's happened? I would have followed you anywhere, Commander. I thought you were gone. You were more than our commander. Why didn't you try to contact me? Why didn't you let me know you were alive?
Not my choice. I spent the last 2 years in some kind of coma while Cerberus rebuilt me.
You're with Cerberus now? I can't believe the reports were right.
Reports? You already knew?
Alliance intel said Cerberus could be behind our missing colonies. We got a tip that this one could be the next to get hit. I went to Anderson, but he wouldn't talk. But there were rumors that you weren't dead. Worse, that you were working for the enemy.
Cerberus and I want the same thing, to save our colonies. That doesn't mean I answer to them.
Do you really believe that? Or is that just what Cerberus wants you to think? I wanted to believe that you were alive. I just never expected anything like this. You've turned your back on everything we stood for.
The past is done. You need to focus on what's happening now. You saw it yourself. The Collectors are targeting human colonies, and they're working with the Reapers.
I'd like to believe you, Shepard, but I don't trust Cerberus. And it worries me that you do. What did they do to you? What if they're behind it? What if they're the ones working with the Collectors?
Too hung up on Cerberus, ignoring the real threat.
You're letting how you feel about their history get in the way of facts.
Or maybe you feel like you owe Cerberus because they saved you. Maybe it's you. Doesn't matter. I still know where my loyalties lie. I'm an Alliance soldier. It's in my... Decide if they believe your story.
I could use someone like you in my crew, Ash. It'll be just like old times.
No, it won't. I'm no fan of aliens, but Cerberus has a history of being extremist. I'll never work for a group like that. So long, Commander.
Ай, ладно, какой хрен слышит. Не, так там делал. Полный вагон.
Joker, send the shuttle to pick us up. I've had enough of this colony.
Лок. Ну вот. Надо наш излучатель с собой брать. Ай, ладно. Можно, наверное, было бы уговорить Эшли, если бы у меня был геройство прокачано, а как-то... У меня есть вояка, он другой.
Shepard, good work on Horizon. Hopefully the Collectors will think twice before attacking another colony.
It was good to finally go toe-to-toe with the enemy.
Now you've got a taste for it. I'll be sure to find a way to keep you sated. The Collectors will be more careful now, but I think we can find another way to lure them in.
I wondered if you had something to do with that attack. Ash said the Alliance got a tip about me and Cerberus.
I released a few carefully disguised rumors that you might be alive and working for Cerberus.
I see. What were you trying to prove?
I suspected the Collectors were looking for you, or people connected to you. Now I know for certain. It was a risk, but I couldn't just wait for them to take another colony. You understand?
We chased them off once. Find a target, and I'll hit it.
Our target is set, but we can't reach it yet. It's their home world. I'm devoting all resources to finding a way through the Omega-4 relay. We have to hit them where they live. Your team will need to be strong, as will their resolve. There's no looking back. The same goes for you. Can I assume you've put your past relationships behind you?
I'm free, clear, and focused on the mission.
That's what I like to hear. Shepard, once you find a way through the Omega-4 relay to the Collector homeworld, there's no guarantee you'll return. To have any hope of surviving, you and your entire team must be fully committed to this.
I'll make sure they're ready, one way or the other. The Collectors won't know what hit them.
I trust you know what you're doing. I just want to be clear about your odds. I've forwarded 3 more dossiers. Keep building your team while I find a way through the relay. And be careful, Shepard. The Collectors will be watching you.
I guess we're really gonna do it. Hit the Omega-4 relay. Take the fight to the Collectors in person. Looking forward to the action. After seeing what those bastards did on Horizon, though, makes you think.
I need you sharp and focused if we're gonna get this done, Taylor.
That's what I meant, Commander. I don't want any distractions when we hit the relay. Gonna go take care of a little unfinished business. I imagine everyone else is, too. Getting some closure, you know?
Ну давай ваши миссии по выполняем. Так, вот где там я столько дерзко отвечал. Пора. На личный терминальчик что-то еще пришло. Тогда ничего. Исследование. Брони, сила биотического удара. Это шикарно. На 10%. Шикардос. Вот и отступник. Так.
Shep, how can I help?
Ну, а
You got
чё?
a minute to talk.
Not now. Working on collector data. I've ruled out artificially intelligent virus. Unless it's very intelligent and toying with me. Tests. Anything else?
Блин,
We'll
нет?
be here if you need.
Так, нет. Там что-то еще было, брони, но... Пиздец. Сколько всего надо полетать, пособирать.
Commander, sorry I'm a little unfocused. Personal matter. It won't affect my duties.
Always have time for my crew. What is it?
As I said, it's a personal matter. I don't want to waste our time if it turns out to be a goose chase. But... well, I got pinged by a ghost the other night. Family.
Да,
It's only a waste of time if you jerk me around. What is it?
My father was first officer on a ship that went missing 10 years ago. I had not talked to him for 3 years prior. His ship, the Hugo Gernsback, sent an SOS last week, reporting a crash and a request for rescue.
Nice.
Just like that.
Да, он там помигивает.
I'm not convinced
Спящий
this is
режим-то
just some
включил.
automated distress signal ticking over.
Он
It's been too long.
просто включается и все. Ну, там режим сна. Ну, когда ты в опциях, там датчики всякой хрени, там есть спать. Нет, на этом. Просто на нем оставляешь и все. Это режим сна, он перестает мигать просто. Ну, должен.
You'd like us to go take a look at the wreck? See if it's legit?
If the coordinates aren't too far out of our way, I could at least verify the wreck. Who knows, maybe there is actually someone out there. I want to also mention that I don't make a habit of looking for random SOS signals. This was passed to my personal log through Cerberus filters.
I think we can spare the time. Pass the coordinates to Joker.
I appreciate that, Commander. I don't expect more than dusty old bones, but it'll be good to close the record.
Так, письмишко.
Message from Admiral Stephen Hackett, Alliance HQ. Commander Shepard, I need to discuss a sensitive matter with you privately.
I'll take this in my quarters.
Commander, thank you for your time. I'll keep this brief. We have a deep cover operative out in Batarian space. Name's Dr. Amanda Kenson. Dr. Kenson recently reported that she found evidence of an imminent Reaper invasion.
So why call me?
Just this morning I received word that the Batarians arrested her. They're holding her in a secret prison outpost on terrorism charges. I need you to infiltrate the prison and get her out of there. As a favor to me, I'm asking you to go in alone.
I have a hell of a squad with me. I'm sure they'd help out.
Jensen is my friend. If the Batarians see a squad of armed soldiers, they'll kill her. This is serious, Commander. Go in with discretion, or don't go at all.
Да, не
I'll make
вопрос.
this a priority.
The prison is hidden underground at a Batarian outpost in Aratat. I'll upload the coordinates now. Once she's secure, confirm her discovery. We'll debrief you when you're back.
Got it.
Hackett out.
Да, накидали мне тут миссии. Начну с самого низа. Выполняю. Сейчас, минуточку. Покряхчу чуть-чуть. Как старый пердун. О. Норм. Теперь норм. Удобно. Оп. Так, туалет где он живет? Два Крогана. Не знаю. Можно, конечно, нет. Так, пойдем, девчонки, его делишки решим.
Hey,
Tell me about you, Jack. What are you up to?
still checking out your ship. Wouldn't mind putting her through her paces when you're not around.
If I take you too seriously, I might need to deal with you.
Try it. Anyway, relax. Joyriding doesn't have the thrill it used to. Besides, if I wanted it, I'd take it.
That's so.
I've been around. Ran with gangs, wiped out some gangs, joined a cult. Kept the haircut. I learned how to survive and not be a victim.
It's hard to imagine you in a cult. That usually involves a lot of rules.
I was looking for answers. Drugs and sex and going to a better place. A better place, right. It was all about money. They wanted to take a colony, shake the suckers down to fund their spread, and guess who was their ace in the hole? They were just like the rest. Didn't give one shit about me.
What did you do when you found out?
What do you think?
You must have met some good people, too.
Everybody wants something, and because of that, everything is fair game. Murder, assault, kidnapping, drugs, stealing, arson, done it all. And that's the boring shit. Piracy, theft of military craft, destruction of a space station, and vandalism. That was a good one.
Do you ever wonder if you could have done things differently?
No.
Shouldn't you?
There's no reason I should be alive, but I am. You know why? Instinct. It's worked for me so far, and I'm not gonna change. Let's drop it, okay? Get back to whatever it is you think we can do.
Ну, возвращаться. Возвращаться. Более он немножко геройство и другую фигню. Начну так. там чё? Да, нам сюда стоит зайти.
Rupert is actually cooking some food.
What's this area of the ship?
This is main engineering, which contains the ship's main
Курянка должна была быть. Ну, я от многих отказался, да и хрен с ними, если честно. Да их там девать. Так, здесь этот крендель.
Hey, don't touch. That rifle's older than you are. I call it Jesse. That's my lucky charm. More men have been killed with that gun than died in the Skillian Blitz. The day I laid her to rest was the saddest day of my life. I give up every weapon I own for one more mission with that shitty old rifle. Oh yeah, that's a model of the Veracon. Turian frigate. Hell of a ship. I led a mission to bring that thing down from the inside with just 5 men and whatever guns we could bring. No chance of success, but we did it. Everyone died but me. So I made out like a bandit. My first impossible mission as an independent contractor. There's been many since, but nothing so goddamn sweet as watching that Turian warship crash planetside. Beauty, isn't it? Pried that off the Krogan warlord, Kazak. Used to run the blood pack out of Omega about 17 years ago. Wasn't even a job. The guy just thought he'd hijack a freighter I was hitchhiking on. Big mistake. I goaded Kazak into one-on-one combat. Took out his legs, grabbed his gun, and killed every blood pack bastard in the room. That was the most beaten Krogan I've ever seen. Kept a helmet to remind me of that pained expression. Thinking about past missions. Got a minute? You might learn something. Tough fight on Horizon. I fought slavers and kidnapping rings, but nothing like that. Some slavers took a little girl on a colony in the Skepsis system. Girl woke up, fought her way out, got picked up by my band well on her way to Omega. 8 years old. She'd have had no chance on Horizon. Jack, Subject Zero, whatever you call her. Hell of a girl. Could have used a destructive little bitch like that 10 years ago when we dropped blind into the Krogan DMZ. Took out a lot of Krogan that day, but we lost way too many men. I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
Женский торрент. Не туда явно.
I was just thinking about you. Gabby and Ken would make a great couple. I just doubt they'll ever realize it. The Normandy runs so quietly. I'm not used to hearing my footsteps when I walk.
Shepard, I find myself in the unpleasant position of asking for your help. I don't like discussing personal matters, but this is important.
Miranda, you're one of my crew. Tell me what's on your mind.
You remember what I told you about Father? Building a dynasty? There was another reason I went to Cerberus for protection. I have a sister, a twin, and he's still hunting her. Cerberus has kept her safe, until now. She's living a normal life on Ilium, safe and hidden from my father.
So you think your father has tracked her down?
Precisely, Commander. My sources indicate he knows that she's on Ilium. I've tried to keep her hidden without impacting her life, but I'm out of options. He's too close. I need to relocate my sister's family before it's too late.
What do you know about your sister?
She's my genetic twin. We're identical, but she deserves a normal life, and she's going to get it no matter what.
Does your sister's family know about this? Are they okay with being relocated?
They know nothing. They're completely uninvolved. Normal. I told Cerberus, and they're coming up with a positive reason to move the family.
What do you need me to do?
My father is extremely persistent. I'd like to go to Ilium when Cerberus is moving the family to make sure none of his agents get too close. My contact's name is Lantea. She'll be waiting for us in the lounge near the Nos Astra docking bay.
Не вопрос.
Weren't you originally stationed on Horizon?
Yes. If I hadn't joined Cerberus, I'd be abducted by the Collectors right now.
Wow.
Commander, I very much enjoyed sharing that ice brandy with you. But I hope I wasn't too unprofessional. Brandy goes straight to my head.
It's nice to see you let your hair down.
Well, promise me we'll share a bottle every year. The next one is on me.
Так, там Гарус вроде. Уже надо ему там эти дела завершить.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibration.
Да, не вопрос, как
Talk to you
бы.
later, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.
Так, теперь второй этаж. Ну, мой занят. Мой чердак. А, с этим я все говорил уже. А, ну, а тут доплевать. Все тогда.
Shepard, the tank you recovered from Corliss indicates stable Krogan life signs inside. It is in the cargo bay should you wish to investigate.
Че, его что ли открывать? Давай попозже. Мне еще на арисы пособирать тут. Есть, зомби есть. Богатый запас. Хорошо. Давай, да. 80 тысяч, конечно же. Давайте мне. А, такие искать. Кайриди будет. Здесь. Да. Давай нормальные залежи. Вот типа вот такого. Платины мне много нужно. Что-то могу финансировать. еще богатые. Ну, давай. Нулевого бы элемента еще. Все здесь, что ли? Жирно. Да и ладно. Трудно это как. Я оставил там.
Launching probe.
Дальше.
Probe launched.
Нет, ради нулевого.
Launching probe.
Следует даже чуть-чуть тут, если есть, потратиться.
Probe away.
Хрен с ним. Ладно, это дофига. Гляди. Скудные, не очень как-то и скудные. И, наверное, все, да? Нет. Странно. И тоже хрен с ним. Так, это. Умеренные. Что-то будет тут.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Probe away.
Не будет нулевой элемент.
Probe launched.
Вообще нет. Так, давай вот. Что вернусь?
Launching probe. Launching probe. Probe away.
В фильме, я думаю, о, у меня и зондов нету. Было он исчерпано. Ох, сколько здесь. Так. Помочь Джейкобу. Тальку можно завербовать. Давай, порядочку так. Ох, тут сколько систем-то рядом. Сейчас еще что-нибудь поисследуем. О, как счет. Это выдущенки можно теперь. Конечно, вкусно это биотические эти. Может, банда из 2 биотиков и одного этого сделать. Ну, какой-нибудь штурмовика там. Роган, не знаю.
Launching probe. Probe away.
Тут можно не жалеть. Зонды тут же покупается, денег на нам пока хватает. Не на все, но хватает. Ох ты. О, нулевой. 1000 портрета было до 5. Тыщанская. Уже хорошо. Оп. Вообще богато нам нулевой элемент. Ну все так все. Тут еще нет. Придется все потыкать. Нравится мне это или нет. Ушки на ушки. Тут вообще тут перебор. О. Ох, нулевой. Платина тоже штука нужная. Ой-ой-ой.
Probe away. Probe away. Probe launched.
Интересно, на рандомом или все время в одном и том же месте?
Launching probe.
Кошачьушки. Маловато. Да, хрен с ним.
Probe away.
Ну, я думаю, ну, ладно, вот это еще.
Probe away.
Заправляемся. Отлично. Ой, закупаемся.
An anomaly.
Маля.
Probe launched.
Ладно, Маля, мы любим. Посмотрим, что там. Так, кого берем-то? Ну давай, я хочу биотиков, да. Вот такой команды. Молодости нашей. Совершенство биотики. Тут, конечно, бастион лучше. Потому что еще и герой вот это тему. Так, ударная волна. Давай. Приобрести, а теперь надо выбрать. Или сила ударная. Радиус поражения 2,5. Здесь 3,5. Вот. А здесь 700. Ширина, да, по ширине. Поинтереснее. Ну давай. Так. Допут на 0. О, ну нет, ну нормально же. Здоровье, урон еще мощнее. Так. Тяжелая перегрузка. Этика, ну, лучше запас здоровья, так, здоровье, урон, запас здоровья, отряда вообще шикардос. И оружие. Йодок надо, наверное, брать. Тоже. Ладно. Только опять все с пистолетиками. Не светило. Брать артефакты. Ой, добро. Так, и сюда, тут, сюда. Да, блин, не показать. Ладно. Добить. Какая банда с биотиков. Да, блин. Как бы все. Там что? И тут что? Еще халявный нулевой, кстати. Я хочу такую. Точило. Это, наверное, наши сюда приехали. И их тут, а может и не наши. Так. Побежали. Иди, иди. Хрупкий контейнер. Давай будем тырить супер артефакт. Так, иди сюда. Вот сюда и на еще. Так, дотянем? Не, он, вот эта фигня он никогда не попадает, наверное. На, добей. Давай. Так. 3 биотика тут разносятся. Вынести эту гадость. О, они за стеклышко. То есть нано-стекла какие-то. Ладно. Да, что-то банда биотиков, это жесть. Что там? Не знаю, развалины какие-то. Я понимаю, что там наверх. Мне надо сейчас на вниз. Оба брать. Капитан Сантьяго, надеюсь, у вас все хорошо, но требуется ваша помощь для перевозки персонала, снаряжения на один артефактов. Я высылаю представителя для обсуждения деталей договора. Напоминание о деликатности груза, надеюсь на вашу осмотрительность. А, конечно, мы предложим вам сопровождение знак добровольно, мы направляем вам корабли людей. Вида Сантьяго. А, знакомый. Которого мы убили. Вот такие вот дела. Стырил чьи-то сбережения. Какой я нехороший. Так, прикольно. Тут больше нет. Так, а давай вот так. Оп, оп. еще один.
Nothing can stop me.
Mount that one.
Nothing can stop me.
Да ё-моё, все попасть не могу. Да, они тут летает, дай боже, туда-сюда. Прыг-скок. После получения артефакта вам надлежит встретиться с капитаном Ворхесом на борту странцевого мола системы Рин-Ларкан. Туманность агрессии Ворхесу понадобится помощь, предоставьте ее. Давай. Захватим корабль. Какая-то пирамидка. Старые добрые из первой части картинки. Уже просто раскопок. Нам кредиты немножко. Даже финансирование Цербера. Было заказ отчет. Большая перестрелка. Попробовали сила. За кучу биотиков. Конечно, прикольно, когда куча биотиков. Но хочется еще. Выход на орбиту. Давай. Не дособрал. Мне кажется, нет, не дособрал. Вот. Вот такое. Вот это. Да.
Launching probe.
Ого.
Probe away.
Это надо.
Launching probe. Probe away.
Что там? Куплю еще. Нет, все равно профинансировали еще пару. На кучку. Спутников. То, что доктор прописал, платье она не очень нужно. Кошачевушки. Ну-ка, нулевого ремонта.
Launching probe. Probe launched. Probe launched.
Тут с нулевым элементом, потому стоит забрать. Опа. Он мог и пропустить, нехорошо было бы. Ну, все, да? Да. Так, что тут еще есть? Две орбиты. Давай, Лио. Енот. Нормальное название. Ну да, тут как раз на две планетки, чтобы зонды все потратить. Да ну, даже не стоит того, чтобы тратил зонд. Ну давай здесь. Да. Нет. Ладно, платина нужна. Наверное, все. Нет, вы хрен что скачет. Потому что там мне не интересно без нулевого элемента. Такая болотистая. А тут запасы богатые, но у меня зондов достаточно. Платина. Кораблик свой отгрохал нормально. Пушки вроде там можно сделать хорошие. Думаю, стоит сделать. Вначале дорогое, а потом уже мелочи всякие открывать. Ничего себе. Иридия. Подвалил.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Мне кажется, я тут все обобрал. Кривые кошачьи ушки. Исчерпан. До свидос. Я думаю, надо вернуться назад. Закупить еще. Поправить топливо. Так. Исследуем. Крупные запасики. Смотря чего, конечно. Платина мне нужна. Спасибо. Иридий, конечно, у меня вот тут 94 тысячи. Платина. Скучно поправить это занятие, ну не нужно без этого. К сожалению. Давай еще. Платина нужна. Ну, нужное занятие. А, исчерпан. Как отдельная игра, только бомбардировки планет будут. Нормально бы пошло. Так. Давайте исследование. А потом. Новенькое. Читаем. У них светило. Мы внимательно изучили данные по лейтенанту Локу и его встречи с капитаном Ворхесом. У нас есть координаты последовательности рождения корабля с Транцевым Мул. Добавлены в вашу систему навигации. Выяснилось, что Мул перевозил ценный груз, а также это довольно деликатное исследование. Высадите с Транцевого Мула и добудьте груз, пожалуйста. Передайте нам информацию. Со всеми остальными трофеями можете распоряжаться свободно. А синими светилами по трению. Я думаю, там будет как обычно. Так. Да, модификация что-то. Давай, броня. Аварийные щиты. Что даст? А, полностью восстанавливает щиты всего отряда. Шикарно. Нет брони. Травматический модуль. Выполнен состояние здоровья. Все это тоже нужно делать. Оружие. Снайперские винтовки. Не знаю, ну, пускай. Так, прототипы. Ой. Критический урон, подопытный новый. Да, ну. Многоядерные импланты. Только укрепление. Делать-то, конечно. А, уровень здоровья увеличивается. Курс переподготовки. Ну так неинтересно. Интенсивная. Ну понятно. Это шумовая. Ну давай. А, зря трачу-то. Теперь можно и похорониться. О, Джек проснулась. Давай. А то все просят, а она не просит, да? Ей тоже захотелось. Так, сохранимся. Джек Воробей.
I got thoughts like little bugs crawling in and out of my head. I can't stop them. You know I have a history with Cerberus. You know how far back it goes?
I'll listen to anything you have to say, Jack.
Your pal, the elusive man? Never seen him before, but Cerberus raised me. First thing I remember is my cell door in a Cerberus base. They did experiments, drugged me, tortured me. Whatever chance I had to be normal, they stole it by trying to turn me into some superbiotic. The doctors, the other kids, every one of them hated me. They let me suffer.
What did they hope to gain by torturing a little girl?
It was something about pain breaking down mental barriers and how it might clear the way for a more biotic power. I'm sure there was a payoff due at some point, but I wasn't gonna see it. I was wired up in a cell.
You love the power they gave you.
They never gave me a choice.
They tortured you just to see if they could make a strong biotic? That's it?
Wasn't in a position to ask, Shepard. All I know is a little girl crying in a cell, begging for the pain to stop.
How did you get out of there?
There was some kind of emergency and I needed a break for it. The other kids came out of their cells and attacked me. So did the guards. I just killed everything in my way and ran. Guess my biotics had developed faster than they thought. I managed to get a shuttle off the ground. Drifted until a freighter picked me up. The crew used me, then sold me. That's my uplifting escape story.
There were other children in the base?
I didn't know much about them. I was kept separate. They hated me just like everyone else there. When I broke out, I had to fight through them all. I showed them, but there's a loose end I need to deal with.
You're absolutely certain that Cerberus was running the facility?
I was a kid, but I wasn't dumb. I know how to listen. It was Cerberus. Don't care how far down the chain it was. They thought they were so clever. Turns out, mess with someone's head enough and you can turn a scared kid into an all-powerful bitch. Fucking idiots.
I'm gonna talk to the elusive man, and he'd better have some answers.
He'll just deny everything. That's not what I'm after anyway. I found the coordinates in your files. I want to go to the Telton facility on Pragia where they tortured and drugged me. I want to go to the center of the place, my cell. I want to deploy a big fucking bomb, and I want to watch from orbit when it goes.
You've lived with this your whole life. Why do this now?
Like I said, I found the coordinates in your files. You can't expect me to just sit on information like that.
Attacking our allies is gonna derail our mission. Not a smart move.
The files say it was shut down after my escape. It's been abandoned for years. They going to care if I blow up a garbage dump?
I'll set a course for Pragia.
I owe you, Shepard.
Дальше. Тут хочешь не хочешь, а все равно будешь героем, чтобы продолжать эти разговоры. Так. Безумная женщина.
If she touches anything, I'll kill her.
Oh, and the only thing she wears from her waist up is tattoos.
Oh, maybe I should go down.
Шутики.
Stop toying with me.
Да. Хватит подкалывать. Че, ну чем Джеку поможем? Какие проблемы? Давайте и помог.
General distress. MSV Hugo Gernsback. Registration.
Probe launched. Scans have found something.
Тут был и нулевой элемент. Отлично. Орешки. Шумит Джейкоб. Притяжение, зажигательные патроны, барьер. Повышающий, перегрузка. Бронебойная. А у тебя что? Ну давай, не знаю. Да, и с тобой как бы какая разница? Да, мне чуть-чуть не хватает, конечно. Потом я буду сингулярность, наверное, качать. Так. Если надо это качать. И это. Инферно. Я думаю, лучше не его отдельно, а для отряда. Всех хапну. Ну и урончик поподнять. Так, Джейкоб. Дробовик. Палач. Ну, нормально. А у меня хотел вот это. Красота. Красотища-то какая. Я сейчас приду все испорчу.
I have run a scan of the ship. I detect no life signs, but there may be useful technology or information still inside.
There it is, and mostly intact. They could have survived impact. It's been years.
Ой, я помню эту.
Looks like it was stripped after the crash. They'd have tried to get a beacon up as soon as possible.
Along with this anymore. We've done horrible things to the crew. The conditions they're in, they don't understand what we're doing to them. Distract them for 2 seconds and they forget what you did before the bruises show. It's got to stop. I'm talking to the others as soon as...
Repeat. Toxology alert. Danger of rapid neural decay. Local flora chemically incompatible.
From the look of it, this beacon's been here a while. Why would they wait years to signal?
Pause in beacon protocol. 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours. Pause is recorded as record deleted by acting captain Ronald Taylor.
That's not right. My father was first officer.
Ronald Taylor was promoted under emergency command protocols. Other flagged issues: unsafe deceleration, local food and neural decay, beacon activation protocols.
Who's in command of this ship? Where are the survivors?
Captain Harris Fairchild reported killed following unscheduled suborbital descent. First Officer Ronald Taylor promoted in-field to acting captain.
But where is he now?
The location of the remaining crew of the Hugo Gernsback is unknown. This beacon has been unattended for several maintenance cycles.
I assume unsafe deceleration refers to the crash. Give me the details.
Following an unspecified impact and sublight drive failure, the Hugo Gernsback made an unscheduled descent at 465% of theoretical recommended suborbital velocity. The Hugo Gernsback then decelerated at 782% of theoretical recommended approach velocity, sustaining significant damage to investment and crew.
Why wasn't the beacon activated before now?
This emergency beacon became functional after 358 days, 12 hours. Following the unscheduled suborbital descent of the Hugo Gernsback, activation was triggered remotely after 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours, on the authority of Acting Captain Ronald Taylor. Pause in beacon protocol is recorded as record deleted.
Local food impairs brain functions? What are the effects?
Impairment of mental function due to chemical imbalance begins within 7 days of ingesting local flora, regardless of decontamination or preparation. Impact on higher cognitive abilities and long-term memory is cumulative, but significant within a standard month. It is not known if neural decay is permanent. Data collection was not completed.
Come on, let's get going.
Let's check the ship.
Как обычно.
My father had the beacon for almost 9 years. Maybe that neural decay affected him.
Yeah.
Это самое, где очень много книг записали.
But this isn't a military ship. Just bumping the command line up a notch doesn't work. Captain Fairchild knew this crew. His replacement doesn't command the same level of respect. I'm hoping the man has it in him.
Быстро.
What was her name? Sarah? Suzanne? My God, I can't remember. I can't remember her face. We need to get out. So I can remember. Can think straight. They have to hurry.
Moving to cover!
You came? From the sky? The leader said someone would come. He delayed for so long, but he still has power. Some have lost faith. The Hunters. They will have seen your star. They will not let you help him.
Who are you? What was your rank on the Gernsback?
I can't think. The leader thinks for us and we serve. So we can go home. But some want to fight him. They were cast out. He exiled them. So they hunt his machines and those who help him. They don't believe that rescue will come.
Kill them! Agents of the Liar! He will not escape!
Moving to cover! I've got it.
Like that.
Target down! I've got it.
That's not neural decay. They were nuts.
My father wouldn't let this go on. Something is very wrong. tech's wearing out. Those hunters must be laying on the pressure. Is that a settlement? They better be friendlier than the beach group. I need answers.
No fight from these guys, but they've got the same uniform as the others who attacked us.
There aren't any men here. Maybe it affects genders differently. Makes males get violent?
If they were violent, I'd have killed them. But the woman on the beach said hunters were exiled.
It doesn't matter right now. One of these people must know what my father has to do with this.
You have his face. He promised to call the sky, but he sends nothing.
He forced us to eat, to decay. You are cursed with his face.
You certainly seem to have a way with words.
You heard her. I have his face. My father forced the crew to eat toxic food. What the hell? Look at these spoiled food stores. They've been eating only that toxic local food for who knows how long. Like that wasn't obvious enough.
He has a cruel face. His... Go away. You are like him. You will keep us here.
I can't talk to you. I don't want punishment.
He keeps us, protects us, and we...
The hunters will kill you. They fight because he exiled them and waited to...
He is bad. He has a bad face.
What the hell? Somebody had to push them to make that. That's borderline worship.
Engaging target.
Мне кажется, тут друзья вышли.
Not much of a captain if he's got to kill his crew to keep him in line.
Well, that would make them hate him. Maybe it was just for defense.
Да, просто батяня почувствовал себя богом.
Please, here. You could end it. You have his face. But you fight his machines. You might stop this. This, I forget how to read. But this was the start. What he promised, and what they did to us. We need the sky. Take us back to the sky.
Think on your own time. What's in there?
It's a crew logbook. Some of them thought the beacon repair was taking too long. They were afraid they'd run out of supplies and lose their minds to the decay. My father restricted the ship food for himself and the other officers so they wouldn't be affected. Everybody else had to eat the toxic food and hope for treatment later. The rest is a casualty list. A few mutinied over the decision. My father and his officers turned the mechs on them.
Not what I would have done, but they were in a desperate situation.
How long do you stay desperate? The numbers go up from there. More incidents, harsh punishments. It's like they're cattle or toys. In a year, all the male crew members are flagged as exiled or dead. They separated out the women, assigned them to officers like pets. And after the beacon is fixed, the officers appear in the casualties too. After. My father took control and didn't stop it.
Anything in there about whether the effects of the toxic food can be treated?
Nothing. But it seems like the right call. If everyone gets it, who's left to fix the beacon? You'd never get out. But they did fix it. And the signal wasn't sent until now. I'm starting to see why.
Does it say why he separated the men and the women? Or is it as bad as it seems?
No, it turns to gibberish. Maybe the men got violent early on, but from the state of this place, I'd say the Hunter thing is recent. What he allowed here, Shepard? I don't see any justification.
We haven't seen any other officers. He killed them?
There were 5 after the crash. Medical, engineering, bridge staff. Should have had no problem fixing the beacon and keeping people safe. all killed within the same week, about a month after the beacon was repaired.
It's looking like he only activated the beacon because the men have come back ready to fight.
He let this happen, and now it's biting him in the ass. 9 years. Why didn't he set it right? I need to find this man.
Easy.
This is Captain Ronald Taylor. Thank God you're here. My crew went insane. I only just got free.
God damn it, it's really him.
That one corpse is old. A warning. The others are fresher, maybe a month.
The hunters started fighting back.
Please reconsider your aggressive attitude.
New victim.
Got him! Plenty of choices. No place to blame the victims.
Nothing can stop
System failing. Critical system damage. Critical system damage.
Разговаривает еще. Где он там спрятался?
We can use this.
Behind us! Get over here! Destroy you!
Keep them busy, distracted, but it's getting dangerous. Thank God you've come.
He had his fun. Now he wants out. Son of a bitch.
Critical system damage.
Ну ты же не идешь никуда, да? Я думаю, 6:45. Ай-яй-яй. Не успел спрятаться. Ну, как бы спрятался, но забавно. Спокойно.
Right.
No problem.
Move.
Gotcha.
Sure thing.
Trouble incoming.
One down.
Combat drone.
Бесполезная хрень.
So we can go home.
Enough with the toys. I need to look my father in the eye and hear him justify this.
Ну, давай послушаем чудо история.
You're here. I knew a real squad would blow through just fine. Sorry if the mech scuffed your pads. I'll get you something nice when we get back to Alliance Base. I've gotta have some back pay coming.
What about your crew, acting captain?
Total loss. The toxic food turned them wild. They propped me up here in some kind of ritual behavior. Waiting for a chance to signal has been hell.
That's the best you can do?
You let all your people talk back like that? Who are you exactly?
Doesn't matter. You're running a very questionable setup here, Captain. Explain.
Of course. It was chaos after the crash, and the crew never really accepted me as captain. They rebelled and trapped us here. Once they started eating the toxic food, I couldn't control them. And I couldn't get to the beacon.
Just stop. We know what you did to your crew. Why let this go 10 years?
Who the hell are you?
Taylor. Lieutenant Jacob Taylor.
Jacob. My Jacob?
not who you expected, Captain?
I was hoping not to have to explain this to him. Or anyone, really. You have to understand, this isn't me. The realities of command, they change you. I wasn't ready for that. I made sure you were taught right. Before I left, I hoped to leave it at that.
I'm not biting, Captain. At some point, you chose to do this to your crew. You.
What was that moment? I want to know that there was an actual reason.
There was resistance to the plan. Mutiny. We had to take a hard line to keep order. And things settled down. As the decay set in, we made sure the crew were comfortable. Some even seemed happier. Ignorance is bliss, right? And they were grateful for guidance, like an instinct. Pure authority was easy, at first. Months in, the effect lowered inhibitions. They got territorial. Rank, protocol, they couldn't understand. We had to establish dominance. After a while, the perks seemed normal.
That's it? You created a harem and played king? 10 years in a juvenile fantasy?
I can't point to where it all went wrong. But when the beacon was ready, revealing what happened didn't seem like a good idea.
What happened to the other officers?
Anders found his conscience a little late to step back. He had an accident. Things got tense. End of the day, I was the one with the mechs. I got a little basic in setting examples. But I was kind to my people once things settled down. Seemed like I'd earned some peace.
You fought over people like they were toys. Things.
The stores from the ship couldn't last forever. You had to know this would end one day.
Dining for one can really stretch things out. Besides, I can think of a lot worse retirement plans than stripping down and joining the Droolers. That was before the Hunters, of course. Dumb or not, I'd feel it if they got their hands on me now. They want blood. I'd prefer to keep it.
It's all about you. Everything.
You didn't feel any responsibility to get out of here for the sake of family?
I gave him a good start. He was a smart kid and was better off not following me. We figured that out a long time before I took jobs in deep space. And after things escalated here, it seemed best to just disappear off the galactic map.
Till you needed someone to save your ass.
Can't say this wouldn't be a hell of a vacation, but you don't get to just walk away after all this time.
You're damn right he doesn't. What happened here, I should vent his head. But he's not even worth pulling the trigger. I don't know who you are, because you're not any father I remember.
I'm pretty sure we can spare the ammo.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm not taking the shot. My father owned his mistakes. He was a different man. A good man.
Half-charged. You've seen the crazy ones. This won't stop them.
It's not for them, Dad.
Happy end. Конечно, не ладно. Так. Нормально. Давай зайдем к Джекобу. Я остановлю, закончу по мелочи дела. Всем спасибо, кто забегал.
Alliance ships are inbound to pick up survivors, Commander. We can be long gone by the time they get here.
They get as much as a glimpse, and you're restricted to decaf.
Great, may as well serve it in the airlock, you hard ass.
What do you mean it wasn't you?
Jacob, if I had leaked the information about the Gernsback, I would be smiling at your resolution of the situation. I am not smiling.
Really? Because given the result, it feels like something you'd have your hands in.
You know very little about me, Shepard. Don't presume to understand my intentions. Cerberus is ultimately about humanity. My people are valuable to me.
Fine. You didn't forward it. So who did?
I did.
Was this supposed to be a favor? Or did you just want to see him squirm?
What he did with it was his own business. There was a time when it mattered to you. Sending this along seemed like keeping an old promise. I keep my promises.
Miranda, we'll discuss your liberal interpretation of security protocol in private. Shepard, Jacob.
You good with this, Jacob?
It's all bull, Shepard. Captain Taylor's body has some catching up to do, but the man died a long time ago. I've already dealt with that. I guess he was a good enough father that even he can't screw up what he taught me.
You had no idea Miranda was behind this?
No, she's got a good memory. Selective, but good. I haven't thought about those days in a long time. Can't figure which promise she meant, though. Not sure I really want to know. She requires a better man than I.
Come on, we've got work to do.
Aye, Commander. Shepard, thanks for the help.
Anytime, Jacob.
Dum.
I saw the reports on Horizon, Commander. What you did was amazing. The report mentioned that Ashley Williams was there. How did that go?
It was good to see her.
Do you have strong feelings for her?
What we had together is in the past now.
I'm sorry. Parting ways with someone so close is never easy.
You just get over it.
I understand. Anyway, how may I help you, Commander?
That'll be all.
I'll be here if you need it. Commander, Warden requests to see you.